back to another episode of Talks with Blind Guys. I am your host, Marley.
It's Jenny.
I was like, you just turned it. I
always turn it back.
It's Tam. It's Tam. Hey, y'all.
Welcome back. This is our first legit episode of 2022.
Wow.
So happy New Year or whatever.
Wow.
You know, we was doing things, right? We was doing things.
Salute.
Okay.
Don't forget to drink because I found out that that's bad luck.
Okay, I'm drinking.
Look, you see?
Put it down.
I always put my glass down.
I found out that was.
Maybe that's what's wrong with my life.
You can cheers it and not sipping?
Yeah.
I have to. I can't. I just found out like 3 minutes ago. So.
Okay. Well, Happy New Year if you haven't seen us. If you didn't come to our vision board party.
Shame
but
on
it's
you.
cool. But it's cool.
But there's another event and another.
Right.
And another.
We'll be back. So, like I said, this is our first real episode of 2022. And we are going to start the new year off a little different. We want to, we got our outfits. Tonight's episode is, pop culture.
Oh.
So.
Okay, yeah, so I'm in my 90s, side ponytails, ponetailing. The door knockers is knocking. The eyeshadow is shadowing. It's like quintessential, the one that goes up to your eyebrows.
I love makeup like that. I did the bare face. No, I did. Don't ask. I don't know. Oh. And the dark lip liner.
I'm missing the lip liner.
Such a time.
I'll be back.
But yes, so we are going to start off the new year with maybe just something a little different. I know you guys are used to hearing about our weeks, right? So we want to get into the spirit of celebrating more, right?
Okay.
So, how about we do one thing that you're very proud of for the week? We're switching it up.
You know what?
Because y'all be productive. We be reflective. What is one thing you're grateful for the week?
I'll start off.
Okay.
I'm grateful to be able to have expanding conversations with I'll say people, family members, friends that I didn't think I'd be able to have that with, and them being receptive. And yeah, so I'm very grateful for that.
Okay.
New channels of communication. Even though we are in Mercury Retro Ghetto until the 2nd, 3rd of February.
So ghetto.
So watch your communication.
Watch
folks.
what you say.
Oh my god.
It started on the 14th. It's ending
On the 2nd.
also,
February 2nd.
and it's Venus and Mercury, by the way.
Venus is
Good luck.
Well, not get into that.
All right.
I'll do mine. We'll do it like that. Because, I like to leave it up to y'all. But I am grateful for opportunity. I think this is a year of a lot of change, right? Not that it's any different from last year, but it is different. Yeah. It is. A lot of things are changing. A lot of exciting opportunities are knocking at the door, I think, this year is my just do it year. So I'm grateful for opportunity.
Also, Nike year. Okay.
That's my Nike year, but I'm turning 30 though.
Big check. Big check.
What about you?
I'm grateful for being able to be transparent with myself about myself. and learning to be transparent with others and establishing my boundaries with others. And the last thing, I'm grateful for coming out of my comfort zone because it is mighty comfortable in that comfort zone. I just don't want to go.
It's warm and fluffy.
Yes, but with certain things, I'm not gonna grow, so I'm coming out.
Damn. Yes.
I like that.
That was good.
That's our thing. Okay.
That's what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
Okay. Accountability. Hold us.
Yes.
I like it.
Because
good.
With a lot of the changes that are coming my way, I have to shift, right? So shift with my baby. Like I said, tonight's episode is on pop culture, and I think this is a very
trivia.
Ooh, no.
We need a trivia episode.
We'll do a trivia night.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for that. But I think one of the things, so we normally sit down and we talk about it, right? For those who don't know. And one of the main things that stuck out and that I didn't even realize that was said in one of our meetings was that social media is the new pop culture. And do you know how long I had to sit on that thanks to, you know, our creative director?
No, go ahead, call it. I'm gonna blame Kamaya for that.
I had to sit on that for a while.
That's her fault for bringing these topics to the forefront.
I was like, social media really is the new pop culture because it sets the trend for everything, right? Like when we think of trends, where the hell does it start? The food trends, the clothing trends, the hair trends that get taken, the other things in our lives, right? The dance trend, like that's major. So I know she's a little stressed. I'm not gonna stress you less this year. I'm just bringing new things.
I'm not gonna lighten up.
May I step off screen to refill my glass in advance? Well, honestly, the thankful.
Right, I seen you.
Because everything she said had me like, yeah, she said that. And that. It was popping.
It was a lot of facts. A lot of facts.
Okay, let's go. Let's dive.
Like I mentioned, you know, those are our social media trends. That's what it looks like, or it looks to be, right? Let's think in more personal spaces, right? What areas has social media kind of influenced for you? Because I know a couple of us, I vowed to stay off of TikTok. I did. Now, God damn it, every hour
I am there.
Okay. Well, I would start. I'm not a TikToker. I'm not a social media It's giving me the idea that it's okay to share some things and that you really do have control over what's shared. I think that the people that I follow, I have cultivated a following, or the followers that are the people that I have who I follow. I've made it and curated it so that it's people that I enjoy, that I like. I don't see excessive toxic stuff or trending topics for certain things, especially like world related stuff and all. Some of those things I just kind of like remove. But it's given me I'll say it's influenced me a little bit to be like, all right, I might do a reel. I might share a little bit of me with the internet a little more. And also starting a business is kind of like, I actually have to, because it's like word of mouth isn't dying, but word of mouth is just becoming different because now it's like word of DM. and then in the setting and in the space, it's like, okay, y'all are talking about it. Then like, oh, did you get the da-da-da-da? So it's like, it's kind of making me see that technology and social media has advanced, and not that I'm not advancing, but it's like I actually have to adapt to certain things so that I can get done when I need to get done. Begrudgingly.
Oh yeah. What? Well, aside from just the bad stuff. Aside from the bad stuff that happens.
Some good stuff.
Online.
It's good, it's cool.
A lot and a lot of craziness. But, you know.
I like the social media. The good part of social media is checking in with people that you haven't seen for a while, and maybe, you know, artists that you probably like, are they still alive? And then you go to their page.
Not are they still alive?
Because me and Jen have the same.
She's killing people off that don't need to be gone.
Like,
I don't mean to.
I don't.
I just be like, oh, did he die?
Yeah. Like, what's going on with it?
I'll tell you.
One person I went back and was like, Eve. I'm like, what happened to Papa and Eve? Like, you know, like, and you know, finally she got married and she's pregnant.
You know, so that's what
See, normally.
I whispered.
You got Jenny stressing.
I didn't see that going that way. I said,
I didn't either.
I'm like, wait.
Shelly threw me for a loop.
It's like, hold on.
Shelly with a show named Eve. Shelly.
Yes. So you know, it's, you know, finding out what's going on, and you're able to.
No, that's true. That's
you
cool.
know,
That's
like
a cool aspect.
Yeah, like word of mouth, but in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's like somebody said, like Instagram is just your public, what is it, photo album?
Yeah.
It's a virtual photo album. So I take it like that. Cool. Then you have the other stuff where you just have to kind of filter through that. But social media is fun, like TikTok. I'm really addicted.
I have not. People send me TikToks. I have not crossed those thresholds.
Have you gotten to the point where the TikTokers tell you to get off?
Yeah, I did.
Excuse me. You don't know how long I've been scrolling.
Yeah,
It's been a while. Yes.
That's why you guys need to utilize the activity bar. You don't want to hold you. You don't want to hold yourself. You're not ready yet? All right.
I will get there.
Baby
Get
steps.
there. Okay.
If I tell y'all what I
just
downloaded
got
TikTok
comfortable
for,
uploading stuff back on Instagram.
I only downloaded it for one thing, and that's because if you know me, then you know I was an adamant Bieber. I was a believer for a period of time for this for this one particular for this one particular album because it was good. I don't care. I said it.
Justin Bieber?
Okay.
Yeah, but Journals, no lie, Journals is a good ass album. It really is. Unfortunately, it has some credits from a man that we don't want to talk about, but it was a good ass album, and he performed it live. So I downloaded it so I could watch it, and then I immediately took it off my phone because I refuse to be sucked into the madness. Because I get sent TikToks regardless if I'm on there or not. Y'all gonna, my friends gonna TikTok me to death. And
Hell yeah, well.
I'd
be like, wow, it's a
but you
TikTok
know
that
what?
relates to us, that relates to something.
It's not you.
It's not just
It's not you. It's not you.
Okay. So for me, like I said, the TikTok, major. But I do divide my consumption, right? I do use, so I have an iPhone now, whatever. And I do use my screen time, like, limits. So I am constantly on my phone because that's literally my job. Like, I create content, I do all that extra stuff throughout the days and the weeks. So yes, I'm constantly on my phone, but I limit how much I'm consuming on social media. Like you said, I filter things out, like the things that I don't want to see anymore, the people I don't want to be friends with anymore. It is what it is. The social media, if you have my number, you can always call. I think social media has placed such emphasis on so many different things that it's hard to take away from it. And I think that it's more a matter of discipline. Like it is the new pop culture in a sense of it does dictate what we are consuming, but I think it's also like a really good tool for us because we didn't have these things at our disposal. Like I learned how to market. I learned a lot of things are self-taught, and I went to school. Like gosh, I wasted time. I could have just taught myself, But like at the end of the day, knowing that this tool is now something that we all have and we all have access to, it's like it does dictate a lot, but it's a matter of consumption.
That's true.
So I do want, because we are kind of like the middle generation, right? Where it's the middle where we had AIM dial-up and then we got Wi-Fi. Like, so we are in the midst of all of that.
I just want to know, am I the only one who used to try to log on like late at night and put pillows around the thing so you couldn't hear the dial-up? Because I would try to put,
I never even thought of doing that.
I tried, but it doesn't do anything. Just
that dial-up
for anyone that didn't relate, it was
that
loud as hell.
loud.
And it was almost like when you weren't supposed to be on it, it's almost like it got louder.
I still remember that. Like,
if you are, I think we're the boomers, but whatever.
Listen, boo, boom, baby.
How do you think we've made that shift? Like how? Because it's been a lot. Like technology has advanced so freaking quickly. Like from year to year, it's always been progression, and that's what we want. We want the advancement of that, which also came with the advancement of social media that has given us. We've gone from MySpace to
I was gonna say Black Planet to MySpace,
all of them. I have all
to
of them.
Facebook to
definitely.
Yeah,
I have Behente.
I'm not.
I have no, ain't no shame.
Now I'll be like,
wait. Okay, morena, like you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yes. So how have we made that shift in allowing social media to move us the way that it has? I don't want to say that it's dictated because that's and dictating my life. So, how do you think we've made that shift? Like,
I feel like it's just one of those things where whether or not we want to admit like it's been dictated, I think it's a trend thing. I think it's like when we were on Black Planet, you know, I was in high school and friends were like, "Oh, girl, have you been to MySpace?" And then it was like, I ain't going over there because I like my Black Planet. But then you're like, oh, I see what you're doing over there. And then I think it just kind of progresses. Just like your style of clothing, just like your choice in food and all that, everything. I think it just naturally progressed amongst people. There's some people that's just like, no, I'm good. Like my brother literally has nothing. No form of like, literally. We are 7 years apart. So that meant he has a Facebook, but that's because his wife made it so that she could tag him and stuff. Literally. And I think he checks it every 5th of the 7th month of the year. Like, I don't, you know. Like, I just saw that we were friends, and I was like, wow, like, there's my friend on here. And then I went, and I was like, his last post is literally from, like, 2009.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, my brother's one of those people.
When it first started? He ain't posted.
And that's not even when it first started. That's the crazy part.
That's...
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But so I think it just happened naturally. I think it just happened progressively, and people joined according to, you know, kind of what they saw, what they liked, what they were like, all right, cool. Like, and I think for the more social people, they were probably excited about it because it's like, oh, cool, another platform to explore, to learn. Honestly, I learned coding from MySpace. I was over here making things. Yes. I was making tiny backgrounds. I was having the little babies, the little cute babies.
Floating images.
Yo, I cleared it so I didn't have a friends list because I was tired of those arguments. That's a different episode. Pop culture, top 5. You move your friends.
Top 8.
Oh,
It started off as the top 8.
I had a 1, and it was Tom. That's what I did. To resolve all arguments, I made it Tom. I made my life completely easier. And I think my friends understood what it was from there.
Tom, if you are out there, reach out to me. We got some things we could talk about. I do coding. Like we can talk about it. You helped me.
But I definitely think it just naturally progressed. I think that's just what happened. Just like trends, just like stuff. I think it piqued certain people's curiosity, and I think that, you know, because it's expanded to the point. Think about it, now we have Clubhouse, we have Discords, we have Switch, we have so many outlets, especially based off of like what your taste is, what your preferences. We have Snap. Yeah, so like I think it just expanded and evolved based off of what the demand was and trends, honestly.
It does. Yeah, I agree. Nothing really is new. I think that things are just changing and progressing people are displaying it in a different way. But I think with social media, you can get hyped and caught up in I would say, when they took off the dislike button from Facebook. Yeah. Because people would really, and even YouTube now, you can't see someone's dislikes, how many dislikes. You can only see their likes. So because people were getting really caught up with that and taking it as a personal thing, I feel like you can be as creative as you want on social media. The way you just, you know who you are, you just show it who you are. So I feel like there are some advantages, but when you start taking it to the point it's too serious, so you have to remind yourself this is an app. Yeah. And I'm displaying myself through this app. Yeah. You know, regardless. People are like getting upset. Yeah, like just going crazy on this app. Literally dropping public service announcements and having press conferences.
Don't like my status that
APR, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Over like it's press releases over like screenshots and slides. Like it's not. Oh my God. Get off. Right.
Yo, when social media crashed, it was so hilarious.
That was insane. Yo, that's very scary. That was scary.
That's the thing that we have to like take into consideration, right? What do you do? Like, what do you do afterwards?
I feel like if you
no longer,
I feel like if you don't know what to do, that's a sign to disconnect a little bit, because you should not be ushering. You should not have it bad when you're stuck in the house because your Instagram, because your Instagram don't load. You've got it all bad. That's not cool. Like,
and I'm not even like, I use social media when I'm bored, like, or when I'm at work. Not that I'm bored at work, but not the same
not
thing.
To clarify, like your employees is on here, like
maybe, but no, like. I'm using it in a sense of escape sometimes, right? And that's what we normally use it for. But I know when to escape and I know when to come back, right? So that whole day, I was like, all right, bitch, well, okay, buckle up, and then get to work, right? It's like, you ask for no distractions, no distractions.
Right. I just hope that people are able to actually set those boundaries without. Sometimes
without something like that.
You know, I ain't even gonna go there. I was gonna say sometimes I feel like they do it intentionally, but I'm not even gonna go there because y'all want to. Y'all want to do that.
I took a 4-month break, and that's because I was going through some things. But just to know that social media can overwhelm you in a way because it's an overstimulant, right?
I post every 3 months. So
if you overstimulate yourself, your body is reacting to everything, and that's not healthy.
I just got to 3.
And that's not healthy.
Yeah, it's true.
We can't allow these things to shake us.
Right.
Like, people were really having like whole panic attacks.
No, they were having meltdowns. They were yelling at people. They were literally mad. And
I can imagine all of that.
They were jumping over to other platforms to complain about how they can't get on this one platform. It's like, you sound out of control because you're literally on another social media. You realize you have another social media platform.
Yeah.
And you're screaming about this. It was, I don't know.
But it's funny because that one piece, because Facebook or Meta owns everything, right?
Yeah.
From your WhatsApp to your Instagram to your Snapchat. That should show you that you shouldn't be so consumed. You shouldn't be, because that one thing shuts everything down and you are now panicked and what the fuck? And it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
You have to discipline yourself.
So, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of discipline. But social media has also created I think we used to refer to it as bubblegum, but like microwave culture, right? And it's created like this instant desire for fame, where you technically don't even have to do anything. Like, you really don't. Like, you barely have to speak. But it's created this like instantaneous, like,
that's the need for instant gratification.
Yeah. And
people are surviving off of likes. They're starved for likes. They're starved for shares.
Right.
They're starved for. Look, I know I didn't give you a chance, but that's a big thing to me, because I see that a lot of. I don't know if it's. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy because I can't even pinpoint. It's not just a generation. It's literally it's dictative of people as a whole. But people are like. And the fact that I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, they take away the numbers on the like if it's not past a certain number, you can't see how many likes. And when you get to your stories, you can't see how many people have seen your stories unless you have to open it now. It used to tell you, but now you have to go into it.
I don't pay attention to all that. I just
keep it moving. I was fascinated by it because people were complaining about it. People were like, oh, I can't see how many, I have to have this many. It's giving people like this fuel to feel like they have to become something. I think on the flip side, it's really dope because there's artists, there's actors, there's people that's giving them a platform to display their work, and they're building, you know what I'm saying? So I do hope that they get those connections that they need. But for the people that are just in desperate or dire need of outlets to just get some type of validation, it's scary.
It's very scary.
It's scary.
It's very scary.
It is.
May I proceed? All right. And I bring this up because I think this is still relevant, where my boo, Lisa Ray, that's my girl.
Oh, I don't know where he was going.
Lisa Ray inspired me to want to wear white for a whole year. I tried, I did. I did. But maybe next year. Lisa Ray called out Ari, who is, like I said, someone who is a social media artist who doesn't really do anything until now. Now we know her as what she does. But what do you think are
who?
Fletcher.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm learning names and stuff because I'm like, she looked like that one, I look like that one. But whatever.
We're not getting there because I told somebody that all the girls look alike.
A lot of them do, and that's what social media trends do.
Baby hairs.
That's what social media trends do.
Nails.
So what do you think?
Eyelashes.
Real quick, what do you think are like some of those positives and negatives? Because whether we want to accept it or not, like you said, it's here. And as much as we try to like dilute what it is that we're consuming or what it is that's happening around us, anything that is placed in front of us that we can have access to at all times, like the newspaper. Back then it was the newspaper. Now it's becoming our phones, our tablets. what are like some of the positives and negatives on that?
I would say like it depends how you use your platform. So I feel like you can. It really depends on the person. So what you're feeding on into whatever their energy is like. So there's a lot of people that go into the. I'm not like I'm not against them, but like, what's that page that's Shade Room. Sometimes you can find out some good stuff in the Shade Room. But sometimes you shouldn't be so into it that you start to consume all that negativity, because then you find out like you're thinking in your head like you're becoming one with that. So I feel like whatever you're using your platform for, that is the positive or that's the negative about it. It's depending like however you're sharing yourself, however you're exposing your life, whatever you're doing, that
it's a double-edged sword no matter how you slice it.
And we have a choice to entertain it or just like you said, delete, block,
mute, swipe. That's true. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I pre-answered the question. But I do think that people just also need to make a point to get back in touch with themselves and consider, because some people don't have a filter. Some people don't know what is bad to share or what is oversharing. So it's really I think for me, it's on the consumer. It's per person. It's on the consumer to dictate whether or not you think it's a positive or it's a negative. If it's something that doesn't align with you. I mean, there are outright negatives.
Like don't share your personal relationships with your spouse or significant other on social media.
There should be some rules.
Don't
It's if you feel comfortable sharing.
So I think it's down to the consumer. I think that it's just like what everyone says. Celebrities and people have responsibilities. They have a platform where they should know. I also think that a lot of these people need what do you call them, like account PR? Yeah, definitely like account managers. They definitely need to help them scale back. But to me, those are the pros and the cons. I think it's more con than not, but
Here's my take.
Here we go.
I do agree. It's a matter of consumption. I do agree that it is a matter of what you feel like you are comfortable sharing.
Right.
Because a lot of us are very transparent on social media. And while the consumer may not be comfortable in receiving as much as you're dishing out, it may also just, because someone pointed it out, this may also just be a outlet for you to share.
Yeah.
And that may be the only outlet that you have to share. And it's unfortunate in its own, but we have to like be able to know that this is a global thing. Like this affects a lot. Like the one thing you say on the internet affects you from years on out or whatever. It's a matter of how much you're comfortable
somebody
with.
gonna find your tweet from 01.
Where you said
you said you was hating the color red and now you wearing red and I thought you hated the color red.
Is this you?
People can't grow.
Is this you?
I can't change.
No. But yeah, it's I think it's a thing of its own because
it's a beast.
It is a beast of its own because it's like I'm comfortable with being transparent to the level that I'm comfortable being transparent because I myself am a very closed off person when it comes to sharing. So the fact that I have to use social media and be transparent is me coming out of my comfort zone. And so it's how you frame it, how you use it, right? And that's up to you as the consumer and as the producer. That's what I'm gonna say because it affects you whether you want it to affect you or not. True. Like the one thing you said can trigger many, and it can cost you a lot.
Resonate with some people on the other end. Some people can be like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
And then others will backlash, and that's just what it is. But that's just life as well. So I'm going to end it there because because
I'll put my foil hat on and get crazy. So.
Yeah. But I think, that it is something that we need to think about, especially going into this new year and us wanting to accomplish the things that we say that we want to accomplish.
Yeah. I just want to say it's important for you to be true to yourself and represent yourself, how you want to be seen on social media. If something doesn't align with you, you don't need to bash that person. You don't need to, you know what I mean? Like, just keep it moving. For real, right? Just keep it moving.
Don't subtweet, subpost, whatever.
Now, and on that note, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.
What's that? Was that personal? Was that a sub? I do it at home. But no,
That's a con of social media.
I really do when I'm on social media now, because I know there's levels to it, but I think that me being my own brand, I do have to stay true to myself.
Yeah.
And not dilute who I am, because when you meet me in real life, I don't want you to think I'm like super bougie and prissy. I want you to know that I get ratchet too. On that note, yeah. If you are new to our channel,
please be sure to subscribe.
Right, you
Be sure to subscribe.
get a lot more of this. All right, we are on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter,
your Spotify,
and then we're in your ear on Spotify, iTunes,
YouTube.
Google,
Patreon.
everything.
Everyone agree.
Everything.
What is the
It's Visa.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to look it up.
And
I was like, dang.
It's
Tamara has
at
referenced it so
Talks
many
with
times.
One across the board though, y'all. It's at
Yes,
Talks with
that's
One
who we are.
on all platforms.
Talks with One.
That's
Thank you
know
for
where
joining
we
us
at.
again.
You know where we be. Bye y'all.